All right. Next, how to configure the database, right? So you need to set your database in the .env file, right? Let's see, what is the env file? Where's the env file? So you open your Laravel framework, it should be down here, right? So the env file is here. You can see the env file. You can see, right? And so what you need to change is yeah, right? So for example, the Laravel will be create automatically the same project name database. Right? So for example, my Laravel project is web app 3. So I create my database database name is web app 3. Username is common. Normally we use root. You can use root. Root is the powerful user that no need use password. In the future, if you set any specific user with the password, you need to come here, right, to the env file and change. Yeah, right. So for the port number automatically default it will set to 3306. But in my case, I need to change to 3308 because my Mac OS 3306 port has been used to other services. So if you have the same case with me, right, you can go to XAMPP folder and change the port number here. That you can change, go to folder, go to etc, right? You can go to this one, my.cnf, and then you open with any program. Normally you need to open your editor, programming editor. So you need to change the port number. Okay, it's better to find. Okay, not this port, but this port, right? So you need to change, right? For some of you, you are unable to start your phpMyAdmin, right? You need to change the port number from 3306 to 3308. Then you should be able to start your phpMyAdmin, right? Okay, next, how to open your database, right? Open your database. So this is your database, all right? This is your database. Okay, you just go to localhost /phpMyAdmin, right? Then you will get this, right? How to start your database? You need to open XAMPP, right? XAMPP panel, right? Okay. I have shown you before, right? So just come here and then go to my SQL database and start and click start, right? For Windows, normally after you have installed XAMPP, you have an icon to start the server, right? For Mac, you can come here, right, to the manager and start your database, right? All right. Let me see. Let me change the view. Okay, so this view is better. Okay, so when you have started your phpMyAdmin, right, you will need to create your database. Right? In my case, I create the same as my Laravel project, so I does not need to change in my .env file. So I create database web app 3, right? So you can, if you want to create any other database, just go to here, database, and database name. For example, you want to web app only, right? So just create web app, create, right? And how many table you want to have? Any table you want to have? For example, you need to have table student. Yeah, student, and then student ID, you create student name, student email, student address, right? Name should be Wacha, email should be Wacha, address should be Wacha. And you need to specify length, 10, 20, 20, and then 20. And then you click save. Okay, now your table has been created, right? For example, I've created web app with the student, right? So you need to insert the table here first, right? So we need to insert manually. For example, you have student ID 01, Ahmad, any email, any address. So let's have the second one. Nurse, email, address. So you just click go. Then when you browse, okay, you have two record of the student. All right. Next, what we need to do. Next, what we need to do is I have shown you to create database, right, and to change the port as well. Okay. Next, what you need to understand for this concept, right, for the Laravel map database table with the class name, right? So this one is, I've shown you how to create a database, right? And you need to know that Laravel map database table with the class name. For example, if you create the table student, your model name should be student without S. So your table should be with S. And if you create, for example, if you create your model name customer without S, and your table name should be customer with S, right? All right. Let's see. Right. Let's see. I've created the. I've created, for example, I've created the student. This one with S. Okay, with this record. All right. Next, what you need to know, what you need to create is to create the model, right? To create the model. How to create model, right? Same to previous controller, right? You need to go into your folder, project folder, and I've write here PHP artisan X model. I have student already. Maybe I will create student 2, right? For example, student need to have S, right? So maybe you have create the customer there, then you create the customer with S here, right? So when you have create your model here, right? So let's see, your model should be somewhere inside this model. So you create the customer here. I have the customer without S, right? Okay. This customer, I've created the customer, right? Okay, so I will delete the one that I've just created, right? Because that just to show you, because I have already, I don't want to be confused with this. All right, next, what you need is to create the controller, right? So we have shown you, I've shown you before, right? How to create controller. PHP artisan make a controller and then controller names, right? For example, you have student. To be not confused, we just create. I create for you. I create student controller, right? Student controller. right? Because we have student table, we have student model, and then we have student controller, right? Not to be confused. So it's easy, right, to trace. All right. Next, next you need to create the route, right? You need to create the route to link with all those things, right? Right. So the route, where is the web.php? Yeah, web.php. So I have your route. So this is the route, right? You click route and get. Okay, you name this. You can name student. It's easy to remember. And in this route, we call the controller, right? The controller, right? The class, and then the class name is get, right? So we call the student controller. Of course, before you use the student controller, you need to include the student controller, right? So before we run, you need to do some modification into the student model. Does not need to do any modification. You need to do same as the previous controller. You need to add the function, right? This one I just add the same function. Function get data and then return. I just return the student and with all mean I want to display everything in the student table, right? With all. All right, so that's all. Let's try. So you can go to your local host, right? You can name, of course, my route is not working because I have changed my route to the student. So when I create student, so we show this record, right? All the record of student. For example, I have ID 1, email, name Ahmad, email address, and then second one is the city, right? The city. Let's see. So this is the student, Ahmad, and then the city. Right? The address is 1234 4567. So the address is 1234 4567. Right? All right. In case, right? In case, I have another case. If you have different different table name with different model, right? In case, right? So what you need to make a modification in the model, right? Okay. In case of this, I have this case as well. So for example, you want to display this EMP, right? EMP employer, right? With S or without S, right? Okay. Then you need to. I have created the different model, right? Different model, right? I've created this customer. I name the different model name, right? I name its customer, right? So what you need to do, but we use the same controller. You still can use the same controller. What I need to do is I need to delete this part. Then I need to use the customer model, right? So in this customer, what you need to return is return customer, of course. You're not return student, you return customer, right? So this one you return customer. Okay. So we are good to go, customer. So next we need to change the route, right? Like you need to change the route. So I prepare the route because it will take time to tax, right? So your new route is route get. Okay, I net with the customer. Right? I want to display this one. I want to display one Kai, right? I want this Kai, but I'm using the same controller, right, with the same function. All right. So this customer, right? I'm using the different table, I'm using different model, I'm using different controller. You still can do that, right? But to be easy, make the same table name, same model name, then you does not need to do the modification in your controller and in your model, right? Your model a lot, right? But you still can do that. All right.